Well, with wintertime temperatures and snow on the ground, you might not be the only thing trying to stay warm inside your RV. That's right, mice and rodents might be looking at your rig as the perfect little house for winter, and today we're going to tell you how to keep them out of there in the first place. Welcome back to the Camping Loop. Well, truth be told, we were in the camper last week and I did notice a couple turds. Now calm down, not an infestation by any means, but a couple droppings on the kitchen counter. But here's the thing, I don't want them in there. And we went ahead and redid our steps on the inside. We re-vacuumed out all the cupboards. We don't keep any sort of food or water or pots and pans or cooking utensils or that sort of thing inside the rig. Wendy bought another box of bounce sheets and put those down inside. She did the Irish Spring soap thing. Who knows if it works. So I think we're good inside. What we're going to address for you guys today is the entry points out here and especially underneath. Now typically this is something that we like to address, you know, every year, but to be honest with you, the weather kind of gotten away from us and the guy's been busy. So, you know, I mean, what better day to do this when it's 19 degrees outside and I don't know, 4 or 5 inches of snow, but hey, at least the sun's out, right? No. Anyway, gonna gather a couple tools that we need here out of the old work trailer, if we can get it unfrozen. And I'll show you the points we got to address. Let me throw a couple boards down here. I don't really feel like laying in the snow, if you know what I mean. I'll tell you, this winter time weather, we're not even, seems like the first week in December came and just winter all of a sudden. Anyway, the most common areas you guys are going to find are going to be around your water lines, your gas lines, any electrical lines. Areas like that where, I'm not sure you guys can see that, but what ends up happening is, see how brittle this stuff is? I'm not sure if it's foam from the factory. I know we've replaced it a few times, but it's pretty rough. And if I can get my finger in there, I'm sure you guys can see that, I guarantee you a mouse can wiggle his way in. So, first step, what we're going to do, grab yourself a pocket knife or a razor blade or whatever you may have. And you're going to kind of just pull away any of this loose, broken, flimsy crap here. And you don't want to go too far if you don't have to. And then we're going to replace it. See how we got that all cleaned out there? That is a perfect entry point for these guys. Here's what we use. It's just the great stuff. You know, this is actually the big gap filler. We got a big hole there. Figured that'd be it. But here's a little tip for you guys. I don't know if you know, but you can buy these straws either real cheap on Amazon or you can buy them just at Home Depot or Lowe's by themselves. And that way, when you're done with this stuff that makes a complete mess, take the straw off, throw it away, get yourself a new one, and your foam's going to last a lot longer. Really? Pretty self-explanatory from there. Now, it is going to make a mess. I mean, try to limit that a little bit if you can, but you want to make sure you get everything filled up nice and tight. You certainly don't want these little con artists finding their way in here. That is for sure. The good news is when you guys are done with this, you can go ahead, once it dries, obviously, and trim up any of the leftover nonsense that works its way off. I like to go ahead and just fill the void right up. Another one here. Get rid of that. We don't need that on there. We got the fresh water drain here. You want to make sure you hit all those spots as well. This one's not really too bad, but let's get some in there. There we go. We're going to go ahead, I'm not going to film them all, we're going to go ahead and check all these spots underneath here. Again, gas lines, electrical lines, any of the plumbing. Take out all the old stuff, cut the old stuff and put this in. And then there's a spot on the back here that I want to show you guys that, not quite a hole that an entry point they made, but I'll show you what's going on here in just a second. Now right back here on the back of the rig, I'm not sure if you guys are able to see that. I know it's dark, but we got a little rip right here. And it's, you know, in the underbelly fabric. It's not an entry point hole. There's nothing ever in there. I can feel the wood from up top, but I can't have it like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of surgery, you know, a little bit of tape. Here's another little tip for you guys. You ever got to use tape in cold weather? Warm it up, you know, so it sticks. And that way you get to feel your hands again too. Now, what I'm going to do here, and it is kind of hard to do looking at this through the camera. Go ahead and use my little black Gorilla tape that I got. This stuff's expensive too. I mean, this camper ought to thank me. We're going to go ahead and get that stuck on. Let me get another piece here. Then what I'd like to do, I'll show you guys, is give this thing something to push up against, I guess is the way I'm trying to say it. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But I'm going to go ahead and poke a hole right here, right in the center of this. Oops, that might have been a little bit too much. That way, I can get my straw right up here. And inside that hole, maybe. There we go. Again, one-handed, sorry. Now my foam has got some sort of backer to kind of hold itself in place. Just like that. And I think that'll solve that issue. Another option you guys could do to help fight these little bastards off is go ahead and get some steel wool. Now, don't get the actual steel wool. Get the copper Brillo pads. The steel wool does leave a chance to rust stain things that you leave it on, especially if it gets wet. Well, what I like to do is go ahead and stick it, you know, inside where your plug comes out, your outside electrical outlets, any voids that you have on the inside as well, just to help deter them. And really, the only thing left after that is to go ahead and trim up the foam that made a mess. With it being 14 degrees outside today, I think it's going to be a day or two. Thankfully, next week we're looking at 50 again, and we'll be able to get all these other projects wrapped up as well. Listen, if you guys found the video helpful at all, or if you got any other ideas, let us know down in the comment section. Go ahead and hit that button for us. It means a lot to a small channel like ours. As always, we appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you next week.